Can you learn all the math you need for data science and machine learning in 2 months? In 2 months, you absolutely don't have time to learn everything, that's just the honest truth, but you also don't need absolutely everything. What if you only wanted to learn the most useful things that actually gets you a job? Machine learning has become this VIP club that people believe is so hard to enter, and for good reason, but I kinda wanna break that barrier down a little bit today. But math is fundamental to data science and machine learning, and if you don't have the appropriate math skills, you're not going to get a job. Companies are gonna laugh at you whether you have a degree or not. And that is why I'm so excited to review the Mathematics for Machine Learning and Data Science Specialization on Coursera. You don't need a degree or any experience other than a basic high school math education to take this course. And it's going to quickly cover the fundamental math for machine learning. Now I'm gonna go through this one and everything you need to know about the specialization, from the time to completion, the cost, the exact things you'll learn, and what math this course actually contains. But perhaps more importantly, why they actually teach you these skills and how they can help you get a job. So the course is relatively short and it's only 3 months at 5 hours per week. So if you do spend a bit more time each week, you can definitely get this done within a month. Learning the fundamentals of mathematics for machine learning in a month sounds like a great proposal. Later, I'll talk about whether this course is actually enough to get a job though, because it does depend on a few different things. The price is around $50 a month, depending on your location. They do also offer financial aid for those who cannot afford it. So if you do it in a month, it's literally $50 for everything. So what are you going to learn in this course more exactly? According to Coursera, you'll get a deep understanding of the math that makes machine learning algorithms work, because machine learning is built on math and logic, so you get to understand the relevant mathematical concepts that machine learning builds on. Next, fundamental skills that employers desire, helping you ace machine learning interview questions and land your dream job. Now that sounds like a great sales pitch, but getting a job is not just about how well you can talk about machine learning during an interview. Later in this video, we'll talk about how to use this course to actually get a job. And finally, statistical techniques to empower you to get more out of your data analysis. When it comes to the math in this course, you're going to be learning 4 main things. We have a calculus, linear algebra, statistics, and probability. Now these are huge fields of mathematics, but everything is not that relevant for machine learning, so it's a very specific part of it. The skills they list in this course are Bayesian statistics, mathematics, although I'm not sure how that helps us, it's pretty basic as a statement, linear regression, machine learning, also a big surprise, right, and probability. The first course is called linear algebra. Now linear algebra is the study of vectors, spaces, and transformations. It is one of the building blocks of machine learning and data science, as it's kind of like the language for describing patterns and relationships. In this first course, you'll work with systems of linear equations and solving them, as well as vectors and linear transformations, and finally, determinants and eigenvectors. This first course is around 21 hours and has a 4.5 rating. What about the calculus course? It's 25 hours and has a 4.8 rating, and you're obviously not going to be able to learn all of calculus in 24 hours, but you'll start to grasp some of the most useful concepts. And it's going to be very helpful if you have some experience here, because again, calculus is a huge concept. There are usually multiple courses about this, and 25 hours is not going to be enough to learn the core skills and actually be able to apply them. But you can definitely learn some of it. In general, calculus is about understanding change. You may recognize terms like derivatives, integrals, and so on, and calculus basically helps us understand change as well as predict future trends, so very relevant for machine learning. In week 1, it's all about derivatives and optimization, and then we move on to gradients and gradient descent. Finally, optimization in neural networks and Newton's method. The final course includes 28 hours of digging into probability and statistics, specifically for ML and data science. Probability provides the framework for dealing with uncertainty, and more specifically, the potential outcomes and estimating the likelihood of these potential outcomes, which is essential for making predictions in machine learning. Statistics is also important as it helps us understand and prepare the data. We can use statistical techniques to get insights from the data, which helps us to understand and evaluate it. Week 1 of this course is an introduction to probability and the different types of probability distributions, for example, the binomial distribution and the famous normal distribution. Week 2 goes deeper into these distributions, as well as distributions with multiple variables. You can describe them by their mean, median, mode, but also things like variance, skewness, and kurtosis, and more. Then you'll get into sampling and point estimation, and here's where you start to focus on statistics rather than probability. You'll learn about samples, population, and core concepts and theorems. Finally, you'll dig into confidence intervals and hypothesis testing. Now I'm going to jump straight to the pros and cons of taking this course, as well as my final recommendation, and I think it's a great course. It helps with lowering the barrier between machine learning and most people that's already very high. And the course is affordable, it's fast, and it comes in a flexible learning format, and you're learning from the best at deep learning AI. But let's talk about who I think the course is good for, as well as some of the downsides. The truth is that if you haven't studied this kind of math before, it is by no means perfect, it's doing its best, but ideally you would have to go back and study these as complete courses, for example at a college. But I still think that it's going to give you a nice introduction to the fundamental math of machine learning, and that's really valuable in itself. You can then study more and fill in the gaps as you go, because if you want to get a job in machine learning, you'll often need a degree and some experience anyway, so this course is definitely not enough to get a job, unfortunately, right away. Of course, there are different paths that you can take, but just keep that in mind. The person that it's perfect for is someone with a degree that's taken some relevant math courses, and this will freshen up your memory a lot and also help you apply that to machine learning, and also teach you, some data science and machine learning aspects. If you've studied it before, you'll look at it with a pair of new eyes that now make you think about machine learning. It can also look good on your resume to show that you've taken some extra time to learn the fundamentals. Good luck on your journey, and I'll leave a link to the specialization in the description with a 7-day free trial as well as any promotions going on right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.